So I'll turn myself off, or you know what I mean.
Thanks, Jackie. Anybody else? Right, not. Oh, Caroline.
Sorry about that. I couldn't find my. I don't really. I think since this is the same thing we voted on last time, I am the tribal rep, and I do not receive any money personally for Warren Springs. So I just want it recorded, but I don't believe I have a conflict.
Thanks, Caroline. And yes, you are right. It is the same thing we were voting on last week, just making it abundantly clear. All right, next slide. So this slide probably looks familiar. It lists all the tribal partners and their extension award amounts. This would be for July 1 or January 1 of 24 through June 30th of 25. Notably, it just doesn't double list tribes. So everyone is listed once with their corresponding amounts that total $11.4 million. And here is a sample motion. It is the same motion that was made last week. Again, just making clear that each tribe receives funding once. Yeah, Caroline.
So I'm sorry, I didn't have time to read ahead of time. So what's different between last week and this week? I mean, what's different?
So the amounts are all the same. Last week, under the total line, there were just a couple of the tribes that were listed more than once. They were listed twice. And so it gave the impression that they were receiving double funding. So we want to be clear that these are the total award amounts and that they're not duplicated. So that is the only difference. The actual amounts have not changed.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Sorry for that mistake. That was our fault. And we'll be better at proofreading our slides in the future.
Sorry, I have one more question. What's the time frame on this? I mean, when does this become effective? Because I've had some tribes ask me when are the new funding cycles going to start? Do we know when this funding cycle is?
Yes, so this extension period is for January 1st, 2024, like 3 weeks from now, through June 30th, 2025. So this is the same 18-month period that all the burn partners are getting their grants extended for.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good questions. Yes, Ron.
Yes, I'd like to make the motion.
A second.
I move to approve the allocation of funds submitted to OAC by the tribes for the tribal grant extensions as listed on slide 4. OHA is authorized to prepare tribal grant extensions with the amounts listed in slide 4 using the OAC tribal grant extension template once it is approved by the OAC.
Thanks, Ron. There is no other discussion. I think Sydney can call the vote.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and call everybody's name in case. I apologize. I'm sharing multiple screens today. So if someone's not here, I apologize for calling their name. So the motion is as shown on the screen. I'm going to close out. And it has been seconded. Amy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Carlos?
Yes.
Thank you. Caroline?
Yes.
Thank you. Dharma?
Abstain.
Thank you. Hubert?
Yes.
Thank you. And just to go back, Dharma, I have yours listed as a potential. Is it an actual?
It's a potential, so I'm
Okay,
gonna.
I just want to make sure. You don't have to vote. I just wanted to make sure that I noted it correctly. Thank you. Sorry about that. Hunter, has Hunter arrived? Jackie stated an actual conflict. Isha?
Yes.
Thank you. Leticia?
Yes.
Thank you. Has Melinda arrived? Melinda yet. Meredith, I know I just let you in. Would you like to vote?
I will say yes, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was having trouble getting in. Just kind of
That's
stuck.
no problem. Morgan.
Yes.
Thanks, Morgan. Nicole. No, Nicole yet. Onisha. Onisha, are you there? I'll come back to Onisha. Ron.
Yes.
Ryan. Don't see Ryan yet. Sabrina
Yes.
and Zeb.
Yes.
You. I'm sorry, Onisha had an actual conflict that I totally looked over. I apologize on that. And we have 12 votes and 15 members present. So we are set. That passes with 11 yes and 1 abstention. Sorry for the confusion, everybody.
2 abstentions. Sorry.
No, there's only 1 abstention. There's a couple conflicts, but those aren't technically extensions.
Thanks, Sydney. Okay, passing it back to Onisha, who I think is just gonna pass it right back to me. I'm gonna skip that step.
We can skip that.
All right. So we have another grant extension presentation that Sydney can pull up. And these are for burn partners. We are in the home stretch. We only have 4 to vote on today, but we will bring the rest of them to you all next week, which we'll talk about in a minute. But in the meantime, we will call for conflicts again, this time for the burn partners. This is all the same. If you have a potential conflict of interest, please announce it, but you can participate. If you have an actual conflict, please announce it and then turn your camera off. So our slate of grantees, as I mentioned, is only 4, 2 grantees in each in 2 different counties. Right, so no hands. I think we can advance the slide. As a quick reminder, all partners were asked to submit a grant extension budget request. Partners cannot request capital funding for real property or vehicles. Partners were asked to calculate spending and carryover funds. And they were essentially asked, what will you need to maintain services through June 2025? The Measure 110 team then validated all requests to make sure that budget asks were clear, that partners didn't cut services, and that budget asks were in alignment with their approved scope of work. Next slide. Partners were then asked to certify the budget requests to verify carryover spending and that their budget ask was accurate. Partners then affirmed that any unspent grant funding would be returned to the OAC and were asked to update contact information. At that same time, the Measure 110 team verified that partners were in substantial compliance with the terms of their grant, meaning that they had current registration with the Oregon Secretary of State they had submitted certificates of insurance and all 12 policies and procedures, and that they did not have any outstanding items to cure. So we've been bringing these to you all for approval in batches once all 4 of these steps were complete. So these 4 grantees are listed along with their total 36-month NTE. So that represents July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. I'll pause to see if there's any questions or discussion. If not, we have a sample motion to approve these 4.
I'd like to make a motion I move to extend the grant agreements of the organizations and dollar amounts listed on the slide 6 through June 30th, 2025.
I second that motion.
Thanks. And Zeb, I saw you had your hand up. Was that to make a motion or did you have a question?
Yeah, that was just to make a motion. so-
Okay. Wanted to make sure we weren't leaving you hanging. All right. Well, if there's no other discussion, Sydney, I'll pass it over to you.
Sorry, I was muted. That motion that was on the screen to extend the 4 grantees and their dollar amounts was made and seconded. Amy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Carlos?
Yes.
Thank you. Caroline?
Yes.
Dharma?
Yes.
Hubert?
Yes.
Thank you. Still no Hunter. Jackie Mercer?
Yes.
Keisha?
Yes.
Leticia?
Yes.
Let's see, Melinda, I do not see still. Meredith?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Nicole? I do not see still. Onisha?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Let's see, Ryan, I do not see still. Sabrina
Yes.
and Zeb.
Yes.
Thank you. That passes with 14 yes votes and 16 members present.
Thanks, everyone. So Anisha, skipping the passing of the baton. I think that was all the OHA business. We just have a few announcements to make. First, as you'll all maybe remember, a few weeks ago, you heard a presentation from Lifeways in Malheur County, and you voted to send that back to them to do a little bit more work on the presentation. They notified us that they are withdrawing that request and will be coming back to everyone in the new year, maybe with some more information, but didn't want to leave anyone hanging. And we will forward that letter on to you all so you can see it. Second is that we have, I want to say a dozen or maybe less extensions that we will need you all to approve next Wednesday, which means we will have to cancel the media subcommittee and replace it with a special meeting of the full council. These are the last ones that we have for the year, and so it's really going to be really important that we have quorums so that we can get those all of these grants extended before the end of the year. So if you know you aren't going to be here, please reach out to us as soon as you can so that we can try to plan around that and make sure we don't have to come up with alternate arrangements I just need to get to quorum so we can get the rest of these passed. We are so close, and it's very, very exciting. And Sydney has an announcement about laptop TV.
Hey, everybody, just your friendly reminder, if you're having any equipment issues or need assistance, to please reach out to us and we will provide you with the OIS contact information so they can open you a ticket. We have been sort of instructed that OIS will remote into your computer and hopefully be able to fix your issue on the spot. However, that may not always be the case, and we are happy to facilitate or assist you in whatever you may need. We just need to know that there's an issue. And then the last part is wanted to just bring again that we have laptop cases for folks. If you're interested, we have gotten approval to send them directly to your houses. We just need you to let us know that you'd like one and to send us your current address, and we can get that to you pretty much same day. So just let us know. Thank you to the 10 or 12 of you that have already done that. We've gotten them. Hopefully you've received them. And we will hopefully get more out to you guys. We have plenty left. So if you want one, please let us know. And that's all for me.
Thanks, Sydney, and noting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you have something else, Kristen?
I was just gonna say, Carlos, I see your note in the chat, and Sydney will be reaching out.
Yes. And that's what I was going to say too. If you guys still have laptop questions, please email Sydney and she will take very good care of you. And that was it for this meeting, unless anybody has any questions. I don't see anything extra in the chat. No problem.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Anisha.
guys. You guys have a wonderful evening and weekend. And see you guys on the 20th.
Thank you all.
Bye, everyone.